But I know no problem, brother. My responsibility, I will continue to talk to Trinidad and Tobago. I don't know, I am not part of this. Yes, we help all get there. My responsibility is to make sure that Trinidad and Tobago remember the level of representation all they give, which is very poor. So to all my brothers and sisters who claim to be PNMites and claim to be this and claim to be that, if it is all serious and all look at the wickedness what taking place, especially when it comes to African people, let me bring it down to we roots now. Especially when it comes to African people, we're heading into 8 years under the leadership of the Honorable Dr. Keith Rowley. Yet still, he did not put nothing in place to make sure that an African person could receive a grant or receive a what do you call it, girl, when you go to the bank? To open a business? Alone? Or a loan? No. African people only good for loan for car. We good for loan to fix window. We good for loan to help with family. We ain't good for loan to open business. You know why? Because it is designed and constructed that way. So those of you who continue to balance that person, I'm merely business. I honestly don't business. I sit down and I read the Constitution of the People's National Movement. And those of you who is part of this organization and continue to be hypocrites, but you'll vex with me by. But what is going on have nothing to do with the Constitution of the People's National Movement. And on top of that, it's failure to the fullest. Not me saying it. The whole country collapsing. The whole entire country is collapsing. And we sit down and allow people like Miss Camille Robinson rages. I sit down and listen Faris. Faris who now come in PNM. Faris sit down and disrespect people. Who is seasoned people. Former Minister of Finance. And we didn't find that was disrespectful. We find that was acceptable. So what it is we getting now, the whole country had to flood out. You know why? Because God don't like ugly and he don't like wickedness. I know no sin. You know what's gonna happen now? The bad mind. Nah, they had a ball, man. They had a ball. And what they feel now? Now I sit down and I listen and I sit down and listen to my soldier. I sit down and listen to my soldier talk. And talk about those who coming out against the People's National Movement. But hey, let me tell you something. I up to date with my financial dues. When I sit down and talk, if all they don't want to hear me, all they wasn't supposed to collect my money. Number one. Number two is a bag of foolishness all they're practicing. Don't vex with people when they sit down and talk about the level of nastiness all they're practicing. Me no hear say in this year. My mother and I tell all my mother makes concrete. Before she went to the United States of America, she makes concrete by the PNM office in Point. So half of them hypocrites, even the little MP who all have in Point 14 who pretending that everything lock. He and the old bandwagon. None of them wasn't wrong. So when all the listening people talk about what's supposed to take place in Point, sit down and listen to people who not contributing to Point 14. Me? But I vex it Kennedy. I feel I have time to waste out. Vex it who? Vex it who?
That's your thing. This is
Vex it who?
This is not about one individual.
Boy, I could put this on a platter for the past 20 years. What it is this boy contribute? Paula? Dylan? Boy, hey, this boy is the worst past you. Don't vex at me for that. That is the facts. He and the whole entire group and the bandwagoners, they hold on to that. His nastiness all they practice. I
don't like how you're talking about Point 14 alone, lover. We living in a nation.
No, the entire nation, lover. We're trying to send me up la hocketa.
No, we have.
You understand more about hocketa? Wait till we can sit down and talk to Cummins, because we can sit down and have a conversation about Foster Cummins, you know, which I personally directly called. He answered the phone call. We explained to him that people are not serious. Now, this is after I think we're on the 7th flood since we called Foster. We're on the 7th flood. Now, mind me, let me minus this. Foster Cummins not responsible for youths. And them all over the country pretending like they're working on behalf of people. What is the country? You ever see Alicia, Foster Cummins ever come to my school? You ever see Foster Cummins? With all the community work that all of us be doing, all you ever see Foster Cummins anywhere at all? Talk done right. Who you want to talk about again?
No, that's what I'm saying. It's just that brothers and sisters, part the 𝐸𝐥𝐥 family, they're living in different parts of the country. Some of them.
So then who you want to talk about again? Call her next name.
Nah, just say make it general.
No,
Make somebody take
no,
general.
call her next name, because when I talking about MPs who I directly spoke to and have no respect for citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. So call her next name.
Not me, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have come to terms with what